We can try and talk ourselves into guys like Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and even Luka Doncic as the MVP this season for the NBA. But if we're being honest with ourselves, the league's MVP race is over. And for the third time in 4 years, the honor will go to the Denver Nuggets' Nikola Jokić. The man, the myth, the absolute legend is simply doing things on a basketball court guys just don't do. And that is exactly what we're going to talk about in today's video. Welcome to the Half Court Report today. My name is Troy. Would love if you like this video and subscribe to the channel for some of the best NBA content that you're going to find on YouTube. Tony Jones over at The Athletic wrote a great piece on just how historical Nikola Jokic's season has been. So I want to go through that today and add in a few of my own thoughts too. Jokic never ceases to amaze me by what he does on the court, and it is time we start putting Jokic into the proper historical perspective. He's number one in the NBA in PER at 31.2, fourth in the NBA in rebounding with 12.2 per game. He's fourth in assists with 9.2. He's averaging 26 points, which is top 15 in the league. And the Nuggets are half a game behind the top-seeded Oklahoma City Thunder in a very competitive Western Conference. Jokic is not just the best player in the league right now, he's the best player in the league by a wide margin. Quite simply, Jokic is rewriting the history books. Let me tell you what I mean. It is just insane how collectively talented and deep the entire National Basketball Association is right now. From Joel Embiid to Giannis Antetokounmpo to SGA to Doncic to LeBron to Kevin Durant to Steph Curry to Jason Tatum to Ja Morant. Okay, that last one was just to make sure you were paying attention. But seriously, it's difficult to think of an era in NBA basketball that has had this amount of top-tier talent. For Jokic to be head and shoulders above everyone else shows just how amazing he is and how what we're witnessing is so rare and unbelievable. It also tells us that we have to start putting just what we're seeing into the proper context. Nikola Jokic is the only player in the league for whom there is no defense. You can't stop him. There's no way to scheme against him, and there isn't a single individual matchup around the league that is capable of bothering him. Take, for instance, Rudy Gobert with the Minnesota Timberwolves. He used to give Jokic fits with his length and athleticism. That stopped around 2019, and Jokic has dominated that matchup ever since. The closest we can get to this on offense currently is Luka Doncic and Joel Embiid. But Embiid's dominance is mostly based on the regular season, and when you factor in the postseason, he can be guarded at the highest level. Then with Doncic, he can sometimes go cold from distance and is getting a reputation as a guy who needs to perform in the playoffs if he's going to silence the multiple haters. We can throw the Greek Freak into this mix for sure, particularly with his run through the 2021 postseason, but he is not the playmaker that Jokic is, although he is basically impossible to defend. If we're talking historically, prime LeBron James is the last player the league has seen for whom there is simply no answer. Some may argue that it's the 2016 version of Steph Curry, but he was soundly outplayed in the NBA Finals by LeBron and the Cavaliers that year. It emphatically proves that James was still the best player in the world at that time. Jokic and LeBron are similar in their dynamic playmaking ability and the way they're able to take over games offensively while still making their teammates better and allowing them to play comfortably within their individual skill sets. At this point, what we're seeing with Jokic is the best and most dominant center in the league since Shaquille O'Neal. Jokic and O'Neal are the last two big men for whom the league had no defensive answers. Even with Shaq, you could foul him and hope he missed enough free throws to keep you in the game. But we have arguably never seen a center be the consistent three-level scorer that Jokic has developed into. And the passing, my goodness, Jokic being one of the best and most dynamic passers the game has ever seen, from the center position, mind you, makes him unique in the game's history. How high can Jokic climb the all-time list? If he wins his third MVP, he'll become the 9th player in NBA history to win 3. The other 8 players, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, won 6, Bill Russell and Michael Jordan each won 5, Wilt Chamberlain and LeBron won 4, Moses Malone, Larry Bird, and Magic Johnson won 3. Those players are unquestionably among the greatest of all time. Jokic is knocking on the door to being the elite of the elite. Winning also matters, but multiple titles, and Jokic and the Nuggets have already won 1, would certainly allow his name to be spoken in the same breath as some of the best players in history. Of that MVP group I just named, only Moses Malone has just the 1 title, but NBA championships aren't always created equal, and some hold more weight than others. Jokic winning in a market like Denver is something that can't be ignored. Those titles are on the level of LeBron bringing a chip to Cleveland or Dirk Nowitzki bringing 1 to the Dallas Mavericks. The fact that the Nuggets are favorites, and perhaps the favorite depending on how much stock you put into the Boston Celtics, to win another ring this season is further proof of Jokic's greatness and the excellence of his supporting cast. Denver's road to a second consecutive title has been more difficult than last year. The West has simply been better, and the depth has made for a competitive regular season. As a result, Denver hasn't run away with the number 1 seed as they did last year. They could still get there, but it won't be easy. I love what Jokic said. We want to have the highest seed possible. We know what advantages come from that. We get to play our games at home. We know that we play well at home. But it's really important for us to be playing well when the playoffs come around. No matter what seed we have, we want to be playing like the best versions of ourselves. That's very important. And Joker's right. The best thing about having the best player in the world is that you are guaranteed to have the best player in every postseason series. And that's the advantage the rest of the NBA can't ignore. Even last year, when LeBron averaged nearly a 30-point triple-double in the Western Conference Finals, Jokic was in his own league too, averaging nearly 28 points, 15 rebounds, and 12 assists in a 4-game sweep of Los Angeles. And that right there is the advantage the Nuggets would have on the Boston Celtics in a potential series. Yes, Boston has the best team in the league during the regular season, and it would take a major collapse for them not to have home court advantage throughout the playoffs. But Boston doesn't have Nikola Jokic, and that is the ultimate difference maker. In a recent game, Jokic made a statement against Boston when he made 11 of 18 shots, all 10 of his free throws, and was dominant on the floor. He caused so many issues for Boston that their normally dynamic defense didn't know what to do. That's why the MVP race is becoming more and more of a one-man contest. And that's why Jokic is in the middle of one of the best career peaks we have ever seen. And that's why the Nuggets have to be considered the favorites to win another title. Guys, let me know what you think in the comments. Since you've watched this far, drop a like for the YouTube algorithm and hit subscribe too so you never miss another NBA video. Let's face it, Jokic is just underrated. Jokic is just underrated when it comes to the MVP race. And another guy who's on his heels is Luka Doncic. In fact, I had to do a whole video on him and just the history that he's making this year in the NBA too. From the triple doubles to just making it look so easy out there on the floor, Luka is truly a sight to behold with a basketball in his hands. Check out that video, let me know what you think, and I'll catch you next time on the Half Court Report. Have a great day.